Hi, this is Rachel from in the Library of Lady Beaulieu, and this is part 2 of my bookshelf tour. Hopefully the part 1 kind of cuts off a bit randomly because the video processed bizarrely, but I shall now be showing you the front row of the bookshelves. Hopefully it'll work the first time, because I don't want to have to record this a third time. But here we go. These are just like the last of the paranormal stuff that I showed at the end of the other video, and here is where sort of the contemporary, sort of more realistic YA fiction starts. I've got 13 Reasons Why by J.R. Sher, Audrey Away by Robin Benway. Love that. Can't wait to read Robin Benway's new one, The Extraordinary Secrets of April, May and June, something like that. I've got 2 Kate Bryan books, Princess and the Pauper and Megan Mead's Guide to Dating, to the McGowan Boys. I love that. It's a book you can just reread over and over again. I literally, the first time I bought it, I read it through and then read it straight again, because it was just a real good sort of feel-good kind of summary kind of book. I've got my Sarah Desson's Along for the Ride and Lock and Key, Just Listen, Truth About Forever. I've also got That Summer, but my sister's borrowed that, so that's not here at the moment. And then I've got, for some reason, Sarah Desson's books are published by 2 different publishers in the UK. It's like by Penguin, then Hodder. So there's like 3 that look similar but are different. And there's Someone Like You, This Lullaby, and Last Chance. Last Chance, I think, is called Keeping the Moon in America. Why they change these things, I don't know. One thing that annoys me, Dreamland, for some reason, although it was published, there was an edition of it published a while back. These have been reissued with these new covers fairly recently, and Dreamland was with this publisher, but for some reason they didn't re-release it, so I don't have Dreamland. It's the one Desson book that I don't have. It's annoying me. Got Perfect Chemistry, Russell Snow Alkalies. Love that so much. It's so brilliant. And there's a vlog review on my channel. I've got the 3 John Green books, Buns of Catherine's, Looking for Alaskan Paper Towns. He's so amazing, and his YouTube channel with Hank is just bloody hilarious. Seriously, subscribe to them. And then I've got my Jacqueline Moriarty books, like 4 completely different looking books. But Jacqueline Moriarty's brilliant author. All of her books in kind of like a sort of epistolary sort of fashion, where it's all notes and letters and emails and whatever. Really like that style, so I've finally got all of the rest of her books, because I originally just had that, but I've found the rest now, so good. Those, if you've seen on my blog in the Library of Lady Beaulieu, I have a 75 followers contest going on. Those are the 3 books you could be winning: Grave Sight, Kiss of Death, and Divine by Mistake. But anyway, down to the middle row. Got over here the Jessica Darling books by Megan McCafferty, Fluffy First, Second Helpings, and Charm Thirds. I need to get forthcomings and Perfect Fifths, because I love this series. So I'll get those eventually, hopefully. I've got Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. That was brilliant. Really enjoyed that. Can't wait to see what Lauren Oliver's new book's going to be about, because I've heard that it's a really cool sounding book. Match Made in High School, that was really funny. Certain Slant of Lighting, can't talk. It's a really gorgeous book. Elsewhere and Memoirs of Teenage Amnesiac by Gabrielle Zeffin. Memoirs of Teenage Amnesiac is awesome. I loved reading that. It's a sort of another one of those kind of books, like Megan Mead one that you can just reread loads. And then here's where it starts the YA historical fiction, kind of all that lot. So I've got Boy in the Striped Pyjamas by John Boyne. Then I've got the Gemma Doyle trilogy, Great and Terrible Beauty. Haven't read those 2 yet. I've had them for ages, but the size of them kind of scares me. Although I don't mind reading huge chunky books, but seriously, that's like 800 on its own. It's mental. Then I've got Wildthorn by Jane Eagland. I really quite like that, because I read Fingersmith by Sarah Waters fairly recently. I thought it was like a YA version of that, which is pretty good. And I've got the Lux series by Anna Godberson. Yes, there's 2 copies of Splendor. Only one of them's mine. I borrowed the hardcover off my friend Jess. Hi, by the way. And like back in November, before the paperback UK version came out. So, because I really wanted to read it, so I borrowed her copy, and I got mine sort of after the new year. So I will be giving this back eventually. It's all safe. And over here, this is Catherine Jinks' The Pagan Chronicles. I've got the first 3 books. There's 4 plus an extra book, but they're really hard to get hold of in the UK, and they're just dead difficult to get hold of, and it really annoys me because they're a brilliant series. So like set during the holy wars, like the Crusades, and Pagan, the main character, is sort of a Arab Christian who's, although he looks like he should be on the fighting for the infidels or whatever, he's actually like been in like a little monastery or whatever. But he's so funny. He's literally the wittiest and most wisecracking protagonist that I've read in a while. Those books are brilliant. Although for the UK it's nearly impossible to get hold of them. They're rarely on Amazon, and they're not in any bookshops. Although some of Catherine Jinks' other books you can find, which I really want to get because they look quite good. And I also got my Celia Reese books. Got Sauve, Witch Child, Sorceress, and Pirates. I really like those books actually. I haven't read them in a while though. I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about her new book. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got fools in the title. But I might try and borrow it from a library or something, maybe eventually. So I'm now going to try and show the bottom shelf in 3 minutes. Right. Here we go. Right. Move back a bit. Right. Just over here, I've got White Mare by Jules Watson, which is a historical fiction set in like the sort of around the time of the Roman invasion in the UK. It's first in a trilogy, and there's also I can't remember what the 2 ones are called, but it's in the Dalriada trilogy by Jules Watson. It's a really good series, that. And this is like the end of historical fiction, because Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld is like steampunk, so that's really awesome. I love that. And this is kind of like, this little bit here is like my adult paranormal stuff, because I wanted to have them there. And I've got the Harper Connolly series by Charlene Harris. I have most of the Suki Stackhouse books, but they're in my other cupboard because there's too many to move out here. And then I've got the Rachel Vincent's Werecat series, which I love. I've read the first 3, and I've got Prey, but I need to read that, and then I'll get Shift and Alpha when it comes out. And I've got Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice, which I haven't read yet. Will do. And then this little bit over here now is kind of like historical non-fiction stuff. I have a load of historical fiction, but that's in my cupboard as well. I've got 2 books about Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, the beheaded wives of Henry VIII. I've got the biography of the Duchess of Devonshire, which is what the film by Keira Knightley was based off. A book on Jane Boleyn, who was the sister-in-law of Anne Boleyn, who she was partly responsible why her husband and her sister-in-law got beheaded, so she's a bit of an evil one, but she also got her comeuppance as well. I've got 2 books about Elizabeth I, which I haven't read. I will do eventually. Got a book by Alison Weir on Catherine Swynford, which is medieval stuff. I've got this, which is the Time Traveller's Guide to Medieval England, which is like a non-fiction book, but it's sort of as though you were what you would actually experience if you were in medieval England, which is a really good book. I've got French editions of a few